Hi guys, welcome back to a very exciting episode of Gettin Saucey with Cheryl. I am here at Gerhardt's Appliances in Glenside, Pennsylvania, and I'm very excited to share this episode with you guys because I have been lucky enough to be selected to audition for the TV show MasterChef with Gordon Ramsay. I'll be doing that this Saturday. So today on Saucey, I thought that I would share a little bit of the behind the scenes with you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the recipe that I will be taking to the audition on Saturday. So I hope you guys will join me in making this incredible dish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plate out what is supposed to be me on a plate. That means my dish is supposed to showcase my personality. So what I've done, if I've taken Italian comfort food pizza, we're going to split it into 4 quadrants, and I'm going to do a different recipe on each quadrant. This will showcase my skill set, and it'll also showcase me going from a home style Italian comfort food chef all the way up to a higher end, more artisan pizza. So I hope you guys will join me. It'll be absolutely delicious, and let's get started because there's a lot to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I have a fresh chopped Italian curly parsley here. I have about, I'd say a handful, and then I have 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil with 1 diced clove of garlic, and I'm going to mix that all together. Perfect, just like that. I'm going to give it a little pinch of salt. All right. So next I'm just going to spread that on my first quadrant. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to get that nice and spread out. This is going to be the base for the first quadrant. We're not going to use tomato sauce. Our olive oil, garlic, and parsley mixture is going to be our base. So let's get that all set up here. Nice and spread out. Okay, perfect. So the next thing that I am going to add to that is going to be a little torn spinach. Here I have just fresh spinach, and I'm going to tear some of that, add it to my pizza. Okay, perfect, just like so. Okay, next I am going to layer in artichoke. These are canned artichokes, canned in water and drained. So I'm just gonna lay a few of my artichoke pieces directly on my pie. Perfect. Then I'm gonna give it a little shake of basil. So I have just dried basil here. So I'm shaking it in my hand because I'm going to grind those herbs together to release their flavors, okay? All right, perfect, just like so. Next, we're going to add to that our Parmesan cheese. So this is freshly shredded Parmesan cheese. This is not shaken in a can, okay? So we're just going to do just like that. Okay, perfect. So now our spinach and artichoke portion of our pizza is set. So next we are going to move on to our prosciutto, goat cheese, and arugula. So I'm just going to spin my pan so I can bring the pizza side closest to me. There we go. So first I'm going to spread on my goat cheese. This is just a little bit of truffled goat cheese. So I'm just going to give that a nice spread, and that's going to be the base for my pizza. Okay. I have about half of a 4-ounce package here, so let's call it about 2 ounces, okay? Perfect. Just like so. And to that, I am going to add arugula and prosciutto. So for those of you that don't know, prosciutto is a cured Italian meat. It is often sliced very, very thinly. As you can see here, you can almost see my hand through it. So we're just going to, with our hands, tear pieces of the prosciutto, layer them up on our pie. Gorgeous. I love prosciutto. Oftentimes in Italy, they will snack on prosciutto and red wine, and I think that that is a fantastic idea. Low sugar, high protein, and nothing wrong with a little glass of red wine after work, right? So there we go. We're going to layer up our prosciutto just like so. I think that's the perfect amount. I'm just going to use 1. And then I am going to top my prosciutto. A little bit of arugula. Arugula is so beautiful. I love the smell of arugula. It's one of my favorite smelling herbs. Right next to rosemary, which I adore. Okay, so there is our arugula. That's fantastic. Okay, so then we're going to move on to our more home style. So next we are going to do ricotta cheese with a little caramelized onion and fresh basil. So I'm gonna just, again, plop my ricotta straight down onto my pizza dough. I'm gonna spread it out nice and evenly. There we go. On the 3rd quarter of my pizza. I'm gonna get a nice thin layer of ricotta, okay? So make sure you're gonna get it evenly. We don't want any big chunks of ricotta on our pie. Okay, that's perfect. So I'm gonna add caramelized onion to it. So I'm just gonna drizzle some of these beautiful caramelized onions. I'm gonna use my best kitchen tool, my fingers. I'm gonna get in and separate these beautiful onions. Now what I've done is I've just cooked down the onions. This is a sweet onion, and I've cooked it down with a little bit of butter, salt, and pepper. Simple and delicious, adds great depth. And using the sweet onion and then cooking it down brings out even more of its sweetness. So it doesn't have a very harsh flavor like a regular chopped onion raw would have. Okay, so that's perfect, just like that. So then I'm gonna go ahead and add our fresh basil. So again, my basil here is just torn with my hands. We want pretty large pieces. There we go, just like so, perfect. And then for my last portion, what I have here is pesto sauce that I made very easily in a blender. So pesto is often made with basil and pine nuts and Parmigiano. But you can make pesto in a multitude of ways. So the one I've made here, my greens are actually jalapeno and cilantro mixed with walnut and a little bit of peanut. It's fantastic, it's one of my favorites. So I'm just gonna put about, let's say 2 tablespoons of our pesto sauce onto this quarter of our pizza. Okay. Perfect. Now remember when you're making your pizza to leave about 1/4 inch for your crust, okay? So that's perfect. Now what I'm gonna do, what I have here is finely shredded mozzarella. So you're gonna take it, and I would do a large handful. We want our cheese to be beautiful, of course. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so now for the piece de resistance. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cover my whole pie in just a little bit of salt. Okay, hand up nice and high so that you get an even spreading of your salt. Little crack of fresh pepper, okay, that all in there. And now to add some beauty to our tray, okay? In front of me, what you guys see is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different kinds of heirloom tomatoes. So heirlooms you can find in your local supermarket. I actually bought these ones at Giant. No need to go to any specialty stores. And I've got colors ranging from yellow all the way to purple. So this is going to be a beautiful pie, and it's going to bring cohesiveness to the whole dish. So let's start adding our tomatoes. So I'm gonna bring my tomatoes closer to me so I can start. So we're gonna kind of mimic a color wheel like you learned in kindergarten. So we're gonna start with our lighter colors and we'll go all the way around to our purple. So here I'm going to start with our yellow. So I'm just gonna layer up my gorgeous yellow heirloom tomatoes. Okay. Now I'm gonna ensure that I cover my ingredients on the bottom, because what we want to do with this is create an entire cohesive rainbow. So now we're going to move on to our orange. So I'm going to add that straight to my pie. Perfect. I have a little bit of a darker orange color here. I'm going to add right in. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to a lighter green color. These are so light green, it almost looks like a Granny Smith apple. They're absolutely beautiful and delicious. I can't wait for you guys to try them. And they were not expensive. Okay, $3.99 a pound. It's not much more that you're going to pay for than a pound of organic tomatoes. So we're going to go a little darker with our green here. Just going to layer our darker green onto our plate, just like so. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to place my orangish red tomatoes closer to my yellow. Okay. These beauties all set up. I wish you guys can smell how amazing the tomatoes, freshly sliced, the cheeses, the fresh herbs. I promise you this dish is going to be a winner, which is why I'm taking it to MasterChef on Saturday. So I hope you guys join me in trying this. All right, now I have a little bit of a darker tomato. I'm going to layer that straight on. And then we're going to add our final piece, which is our beautiful purple tomatoes. So these are nice, big, thick slices. I'm going to spread them out as much as I can. There we go. Just like so. Bring in my purple here. Okay, so make sure all your tomato slices touch so your pie is nice and covered, just the way you like it to be. And voila. Okay, so now we're gonna get ready. I have my Viking wall oven preheating. It's at 425 degrees because the pizza needs to cook at high heat to give it a nice blaze. Hi guys, welcome back. So it's been 16 minutes. It was 14 and I decided we need a little extra 2 minutes. So make sure you leave that pizza in there for 16 minutes. So I'm gonna grab it right out of our Viking French door and see how it came out. Oh, one hand, I love that so much. Okay. Oh, it looks amazing, you guys. I'm gonna bring it up close to the camera so you guys can see all of our hard work. Hopefully we don't steam it up too much. Can you guys see this beauty, how fantastic it came out? So the flavors we have are ricotta and basil with heirloom tomato. We have our spinach and artichoke. We have our pesto and caramelized onion. And at the end, we have our prosciutto and goat cheese. Join me next time on Gettin Saucey with Chef Cheryl, and we'll do more interesting, delicious foods that reflect our personalities. I think it's a great way to go. Until then, you guys, stay saucy, and I hope you join me again.